All right, here's our quick video on how to find the common difference, the first term, and the zero term of a sequence. So we have some math symbols. The symbol for the common difference is the letter D. The symbol for the first term is A sub 1. So it's A with a little 1 in the bottom right. We say sub, A sub 1. And so the zero term would then be A sub 0. A sub 0. All right, it's kind of like having an exponent, but instead of being at the top, it's at the bottom, and we say sub. All right, an arithmetic sequence is a list of numbers with a common difference. So we talked about this a little bit. Common difference, meaning it's moving or changing the same way. Common difference. The common difference can be found using addition or subtraction. So those are only options. It cannot be multiplication, it cannot be division, it cannot be exponents, only addition or subtraction. So the hint is to find the pattern. And you guys are actually pretty good at this, so let's use it to our advantage. So we've talked about this a little bit. The thing we're focusing on today is the first term. The first term of a sequence can be labeled many ways. So you notice I chose one already, A sub 1. But that's not the only way that we can label a first term. And in a second, if you're like, I still don't know what a first term is, that's okay. We're about to do an example. But a first term can be labeled, like I said, A sub 1. Say it with me. A sub 1. Good. It's not A1. A sub 1. Good. It could be F of 1. Okay. This is if we're using function notation, which we'll get into deeper. So function notation is F of 1. Good. Or we could have A of 1. Okay, so these are just some of the ways we might label a first term if it's given to you in a problem. So you're like, still don't know what's happening. That's okay. Stay with me. Here we go. Example 1. In the sequence, -1, 8, 17, 26. The first thing we always want to do is find the common difference. So that's how is it moving. So how do we get from -1 to 8? I know we're going up, so I know that it's going to be positive, but how many are we going up from -1 to 8? If you don't know, just count. -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We went up 9 units. I don't just want to assume, though, that it's always going to do that, because other sequences that are not arithmetic might not move that way. So we want to double check. Is 8 plus 9 going to give me 17? It will. And will 17 plus 9 give me 26? It will. So I've kind of checked all those. I'm feeling pretty confident about that. So my common difference here, I'm going to write D equals positive 9. I'm going up 9 each time. My first term is really, really complicated. Really complicated. It is the first term. Like that's it. Like that's our answer. -1. But we're going to write it with our label. So A sub 1, meaning my first term is -1. Ta-da! Right? Not so bad. The last thing we have to do is the zero term, and I haven't really talked about the zero term too much except for the very, very beginning. If this is the first term, and this is the second term, and this is the third term, I want the zero term. I want whatever came before the first term. So if I added 9 to go this way, if I want to go backwards, instead of adding 9, I should, you're right, I should subtract 9. So -1 minus 9. So it's like I owe $1 and I owe 9 more dollars. Now I owe $10. So the zero term is negative 10. So we would say a sub 0 equals negative 10. Okay, so over here, when it's saying, what is the 0 term? What should we do? We're going to go backwards one spot. Okay, so that's this right here. Go backwards. So whatever you started with, go backwards one spot, and you should have the 0 term. Not too shabby, huh? Here we go. Let's try again. We have the sequence, negative 11, negative 17, negative 23, negative 29. First step, what is our common difference? So how do we get from negative 11 to negative 17? So it's like I owed $11, but now I owe $17, which means I owe more money. Gosh dang it. All right, I became more negative, which means I lost money. How much did I lose? I lost $6. Okay. So down 6. Right? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's 6 units, right? But I went backwards, so it's negative. All right, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 6 units. And I went more in debt. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. That's 6 units. Negative. All right, so my common difference, we would write that D equals negative 6 because we're going down 6 units. My first term, remember this is a really hard one. My first term is literally my first term. So we would say that A sub 1 equals negative 11. My 0 term, we got to go backwards one spot. So I have to go this way one spot. So if I was going minus 6, now I have to add 6. So we're going to plus 6. So negative 11 plus 6. Yikes. Well, if you're not super great at adding and subtracting integers, just type negative 11 plus 6. Negative 5. Okay. So my 0 term is negative 5. So we write A sub 0 equals negative 5. Cool, cool. Last one. Here we go. This one's in a table. So common difference. So this right here, this is just telling you your first term is. What? First term's already done for me. Thanks, table. You're so nice. I still need to find my common difference, though. So how do I get from 2.5 to 5? If you don't know, take 5 minus 2.5. And I got, whoops, 2.5. So I went up 2.5. And then from here, I went up 2.5, and from here I went up 2.5. So this is plus 2.5. Now in order to do the common or the 0 term, I got to go backwards, which means I have to subtract 2.5. So what is 2.5 minus 2.5? That is right, 0. So our 0 term is 0. Okay, so you have an option of 2 different practices. You can do a practice worksheet or a practice card sort. So, go work on that and check your answers in the key before you move on to your next task.